Hi, everybody. It's Arthur, and this is Mel Dorr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, and welcome to another Aloha Tuesday.
Hey, I see in the comments here, Mitch Rose said Mel is doing some bronzing or grooming for the camera. Yeah, because today I look like I got pulled through a rose bush backwards. So
That's not pretty.
anyway,
Well,
here I am.
We'll just yell makeup.
Yeah, right. Makeup.
I did that once at the DMV as a joke here in Hollywood. I said, "Is there hair and makeup? Should the union's closed today, sweetheart?" She had a good sense of humor.
There you go.
So, hello, everybody. Frida, Kimberly Justice. If I get your names wrong, please don't hit me. M. Dizzy Lizzie, Billy S., Flora D., Cynthia, Thomas, Debbie Schreier, Debbie Smith, Rose Blue. Hello, everyone. Thanks for spending your time with us.
And we have Sherry, Voices from the Swamp, in the background pulling the strings. And
because let's face it, I cannot walk, talk, chew gum, and do a reading at the same time. Let alone StreamYard.
Get you. Yeah.
So, anything new and exciting, Mr. Mel?
I'm sorry?
Anything new and exciting?
No, I've just been working all day, have not had a chance to watch the news, haven't had a chance to do anything except see clients. And so here I am.
Well, that's what happens when you've been away for a while.
I'm not complaining.
Oh, I do, but no one listens.
It's just hard to get back into the grind. So,
well, after being in Africa and all those wonderful things you were doing.
Yes. Hey, Kevin's Loving Vibrations is in the house. We'll do a show.
Hi, Kevin.
Do a show with him on Thursday. It's been so long since I'm gone. I don't know whose turn it is to do what. So I'm just like, however it plays out.
We're gonna get you the like Twister, get that big thing to spin and see what day is it. Hi, Kevin. Hi, everybody. So we've got some questions already starred here. Trying to be proactive. As everyone knows, this is not my forte.
I'll scroll through them if you just want to ask. Okay. And Sherry's doing that too. So,
well, Frida asks, "Hello, Arthur and Mel. I can do this way. How is Trump feeling now that Justice Thomas is being openly investigated?"
He ain't liking it. No. You know, my guides had told me that Clarence Thomas would be investigated and that he is going to be indicted. As we talked about last night, I've seen psychically for a very long time that there's going to be a couple justices going through impeachment. And if Thomas is smart, he'll resign. I doubt if he will. He thinks if he waits till after the election and Trump wins, he'll get a pardon. But, you know, my guides had told me a long time ago, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, her spirit came to me. And she showed me these dark, like these dark, black, skeletal, ugly hands, like just touching all kinds of stuff. And they were dark. And it was pushing. There was the light, and it was pushing it back, and this darkness seemed to be winning. And there was this little flicker of light. And it got a little bit brighter. The dark hand would push it back, and it get a little bit brighter. Dark hand would push it back, and it kept getting brighter. Dark hand pushing it back. And that dark hand represented Trump, his cronies, SCOTUS, all of that. But ultimately, the light got bigger and bigger and bigger, and the darkness became tiny.
Good.
So it seems like those dark hands keep pushing back, you know, the light. But the light will win. Ruth Bader Ginsburg assured me of that, especially with SCOTUS. Here again, at the risk of being redundant, I see at least 2 justices going through impeachment, a couple of them removed from the court, and Clarence Thomas is in deep doo-doo. So that's what I see. What do you think, Arthur?
Kind of reminds me of the movie Monkey Paws. Big hands coming forward. I mean, I've been saying for the last 2 years that I felt Thomas was going to due to health reasons, resign at the end of October, right before the election for some reason, and a lot of it has to do with Ginny. Now, what I also have been seeing is every time I look at John John Roberts, I keep on getting the energy of John Boehner when he was saying, "I can't take this anymore," and he stepped down from being.
Well, Clarence Thomas, if he resigns, he can use illness as an excuse, but I think
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
excuse.
But I also get, as we get into the new administration, that's when, they're going to be some splaining to do.
And Denny's going to be in hot water too.
And Sheldon Whitehouse is going to be on top of it like there's no tomorrow. And it's going to get interesting. I'm getting the popcorn ready. I'll get a tub of butter from Costco for you.
I see, a couple of justices leaving. People used to think that that SCOTUS was above reproach. Wrong. I see an end coming to this radicalized court. This court will go down in history as one of the most unfair, unjust, corrupt courts in American history. With the exception of 3 justices, we know that they're honest. Supreme Court over the years has been corrupt. In past times, like look at Dred Scott.
Exactly.
And some of those decisions like during slavery and all of that. So
they've been corrected, and now this will be corrected.
Correct. Everything this court has done that's like so bad will be corrected. It'll be overturned. Like I see Roe v. Wade being
revisited.
Well, I see Roe v. Wade
becoming law again.
Well, it never was law, but I see Roe v. Wade. I see Roe v. Wade. This court's decision overturned on Roe v. Wade. I see, the whole thing about presidential immunity that this court gave him free reign. They said the Constitution is unconstitutional. How could that be? So that's going to be overturned. If you see me rubbing my nose, I'm putting peppermint oil on it because I can't take allergy pills. It makes my heart go crazy. So I use peppermint oil and my allergies are bad today. So that's fine.
I thought that was just from the opium. Never mind. Okay. This is an interesting one from Billy S. Would you explain what the conflict between Amy Coney Barrett and other right-wingers is about? Is Amy Coney Barrett redeemable?
No, she's not.
Because she was the one that voted with the women when it came time to the abortion and the abortion pill and all that kind of stuff. But then she turned right around and did everything for the immunity.
Well, the thing is, too, and I still don't trust her as far as I can throw Sears Tower here in Chicago. Sorry, Willis Tower now. I still call it Sears Tower.
Trump Tower.
No.
Well, we can't throw that anyway.
His name is going to be taken off that building, and I'm going to have a take the Trump name off the building party.
Yeah.
But I think her kids were in some kind of private school, and a gay couple wanted their kids to go, and she went ballistic and saying no, they didn't want any kids in that school that had gay parents and blah blah blah, and she was just, pushing her supposed religion down everybody's throat. So is she redeemable? I think anybody's redeemable, but she's, for somebody who's supposed to be Christian and loving and caring, she does not epitomize that at all. So
these people all need to have a come to Jesus meeting. Jesus just bitch slap them.
No pun intended. And I see, well, she'll be on the court for a while, but she's going to be rendered useless because no matter what she does, the other justices are going to vote against it.
But I also get her being questioned.
Oh yeah.
You said that it was, Roe v. Wade was law. Then you got rid of it. Why?
It wasn't law. It was.
Well, it was a woman's right to have an abortion.
It's just that in Roe v. Wade, that there was a woman who had an abortion, and one of the states tried to prosecute her for that, and the court said you can't do that. So I remember back in the 70s, there was, when I was in Bowling Green, Kentucky in school, in college, there was a woman who was pregnant. She tried to give herself an abortion with a knitting needle, and the fetus died. And they tried her for murder, but she had a brilliant lawyer, Flora T. Stewart. And Flora T. Stewart got this woman off. And that was before the whole thing with Roe v. Wade. So it'll get back to that briefly, but I see Roe v. Wade being upheld at some point. So
I do too. Ms. Dizzy Lizzie. Will the new information about Trump's association with Jeffrey Epstein and underage girls affect his election chances at all?
Well, Trump's going to say it's a lie. It's not true, like he always does. It's a witch hunt. I didn't do anything. They're against me. But this is going to be juicy. And there's going to be a lot more coming out.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking not too long ago, and I felt women, regardless of this whole immunity thing, there's some women that are going to be marching in the streets with different stories to tell.
Well, my guides have told me all along the women will bring him down, and that's what's going on. There's a lot that'll come out about it. Trump's going to say it's a lie, it's a witch hunt.
But the other thing,
somebody in the comments said, give us some good news, predict something positive. Biden will win, Trump will not. How's that for good news?
Meldor wakes up breathing tomorrow.
That's good.
I don't have to get a Ouija board.
Trump will not win. But it's a good question, Dizzy Lizzie. Because
the thing is,
it's going to be a lot coming out, trust me. And then they're going to say that Jeffrey Epstein was not credible and blah, blah, blah. But there's going to be corroborating people coming forward to say it is true. So
right. Well, also the fact that, he would grab him by the whatevers and got away with all that stuff. So if that didn't bother people, why
that was just locker room. That was just locker room talk. Didn't you know that? And then they got rid of Al Franken because it's just of a gesture that
went like this.
That never happened. I mean, and so, but yet grab them by the what. I mean, it's okay.
Okay, Cynthia. It was just on ABC News that the elect Trump Republicans are hiding their extreme anti-abortion plans order to help 45 win. Well, of course, because when he said, I don't know anything about Project 25.
Well, of course they're saying that, but you know what? Let the record speak for itself. And women are hopping mad. A lot of people are hopping mad. I think this whole debate thing, actually, at the end of the day, is going to help Biden. As I said last night when we did the show, that I think somewhere along the line, Trump's cronies and Putin cronies planted the story about for Biden to step down, and it kind of snowballed.
Yeah,
I see the Dems, because they wanted to cause a civil war within the Democratic Party, but they will not win. I see the Dems standing behind Biden.
It's going to turn around.
If there is another debate, and I doubt it, because Trump wouldn't do it because he feels like he's ahead.
I already won the first one. But then again, I had somebody write me today saying, well, you had said that Biden was going to win the debate. He did.
Well, here's the deal. If there is another debate, and I highly doubt it, Biden will be stellar. And if Trump refuses to debate him, then Biden's just going to kind of do one on himself by himself, saying, here's da 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 da, and be stellar with it.
The only thing that got me today was
I didn't see the debate, but according to what I've heard, Trump didn't even answer a question. It was just spewing all this.
It was just lie after lie after. It was just, he's the worst president in the world. He's the worst this, worst that, and then I never said what I'm being accused of saying. I never said that about soldiers. It was just, and Jake Tabor is the one that broke the story. And he's not even.
the bottom line is Trump looked like an idiot and might not have done well, but I think on Biden's worst day, he would outshine Trump by a country mile. So,
yeah, exactly. But the one thing I did read was that Nikki Haley gave her delegates to Trump, apparently, and she was not invited to the RNC.
I don't think her delegates will vote for Trump. A lot of them won't.
No, I don't see it either, but whatever.
I see Mona Rogers. Hi, Mona. Mona had a reading this afternoon. She had won a free session, and she was a delight to read for. So, hi, Mona.
Good. Sherry Williams. Midas Touch stated that one of the Alaskan judges resigned. Will Biden fill that position before the election?
Yes, absolutely. And I'll give you 3 guesses as to what kind of judge he'll put in place. I see a moderate, but somebody who is fair-minded and is a judge, and not somebody who's a wannabe judge like Eileen.
Eileen right, Eileen left. She's going to be gone. Like I predicted last night. I said by the 20th, the guides keep on showing me she should be on her way out. So let's see what happens there.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm starring for you, my friend. So
the DOJ seized 1,000 Russian bot accounts masked as American people. They will eliminate those accounts,
and they're going to seize a lot more. And I think that's where a lot of this this divisiveness comes from. Like, people are like these robots posing to be Democrats and calling for Biden to resign, and it gains momentum.
Right, it snowballs, and it just takes on a life of its own.
It's not going to work. So,
but this person, I thought of you when I read this. Kimberly Justice. Love and light to you. Abraham Lincoln said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Democrats need to remember that.
Well, it goes back to when I was at Lincoln's tomb down in Springfield, and I asked for a message. And when I saw, well, you can't really see it. You go inside, and there's a memorial over his tomb. He's buried like behind it and encased in concrete, because somebody tried to steal the body years ago. What they were going to do with it, who knows? But anyway, the message came through loud and clear that our union will stand. Our democracy shall prevail. Our democracy will stand, and justice will prevail. It was loud and clear from his spirit. So I trust in that.
I agree with you 1,000% on that one.
So anyway. So the Democrats will get, when Biden is doing what Biden's doing, he's going to come out swinging. And the Democrats he'll get their support.
He hasn't started yet. That's what they don't realize. Biden hasn't really started coming out swinging.
Right.
This is about hurricanes. Do you see the Northeast United States getting a hurricane this year?
I see one coming up the eastern seaboard, a couple of them, yes. It's going to be a huge hurricane season. By the way, my friend Carolyn Meanley, she watches our shows, and she is in Houston. And I got a text from her saying that there's 2 million people without power, and that she's okay. But I guess that storm was pretty horrific.
Should we do a prayer for people right now? Can we? For the people in Texas?
Absolutely. I was just going to say we should send them healing energy to the people of Texas. We call upon the 4 corners of the universe to protect the people of Texas from this hurricane, and that their electricity and their power and the basic services are restored very quickly. We ask the 4 corners and spirit to put those people in spirit's protection.
Thank you. And of course, Ted Cruz is out of town, and so is Abbott.
Of course. Well, Cruz is probably in Cancun, and Abbott, God knows.
He is.
My case.
What I heard.
Cancun Cruz. I mean, they should have been
that one
on an airplane taking care of things. All right.
Kimberly. Hello, fabulous Aloha duo. Which justice do you both see will leave the bench first? Blessings to you. I already told her what I felt. So.
Well, I'll tell you, I see the Chief Justice leaving, and I see Clarence Thomas leaving. Clarence Thomas thinks he's above the law, but he's got another thing coming. So I'm going to say Clarence Thomas. I could be wrong, but I got a funny feeling it's Clarence Thomas.
That's what I got. Thank you, Kathy.
This is not a question, but I started anyway. I think it's a good comment.
Question: did Trump select today for his rally to pull attention away from Biden and the NATO summit that started today?
Of course.
Did he have it all on his golf course because he did not have to pay a golf course?
But how many people do you think attended? He probably paid people to attend.
I was going to say, did they get a box lunch with the, did they have to be union? Could they be non-union?
If they take pictures of it, trust me on this one, they're probably old pictures, and they're just photoshopping people in.
Isn't that fraud?
I don't think it's going to hurt Biden at all. And yeah, we know why Trump did it, but the NATO summit's going to get a lot of positive attention.
He's such a weenie. Sorry, such a spiritual word. Yes, Cynthia, will Chuck Schumer be successful in reversing SCOTUS's immunity judgment?
I hear yes, yes, and yes.
Cool.
So good.
In time, but it's going to happen. Next. Marilyn Kay. Will Senator Tommy Tuberville be indicted for his involvement of Jan 6? Thank you. Love you guys.
I hear yes to that. There's more indictments coming.
I was going to say, and he's not going to be alone.
Right. Jack Smith has some things up his sleeve, trust me. So, and I see him pressing other charges against Trump because of the documents thing.
Yep.
And that happened after Trump was president. So he can't claim presidential immunity. Oh, I use my presidential immunity to unclassify them. Doesn't quite work that way.
Yeah, the umbrella's not big enough, sir.
Exactly. And they criticized Biden because he found a few and Biden turned them in. They didn't say anything.
And so did Mike Pence.
Exactly.
And so did other presidents throughout the years, but they didn't hold on to them and then sell them to the highest bidder.
I got to put this one up.
For entertainment purposes only.
Okay, I've got to talk about this.
That was my next question. I was going to... Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Does Biden have Parkinson's? It was one of the news channels. I didn't hear that. No, he does not have Parkinson's, and he does not have dementia. And just for the record, the spelling of dementia is DEMENTIA. So whoever put it on the billboard had dementia, or they were a horrible speller because they
slightly demented.
They certainly misspelled the word.
Now, the one thing that people don't realize is Biden does have neuropathy, and he does have arthritis. But
he does not have Parkinson's.
No, not Parkinson's whatsoever.
When he pauses for a moment, it's because he stutters. And when I was a kid, I get nervous, I would stutter. And so sometimes I have a hard time thinking of a word or I want to stutter. So that's why I take those pregnant pauses. And I'm sure that's why Biden does it as well. He does not have any Parkinson's whatsoever.
No.
I think Trump probably has more neuropathy than Biden, because when you saw Trump stumbling down those stairs a couple times,
Yeah.
that tells me he's got neuropathy. Now, here again, that's just speculation on my part. I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose. But
Right. All I know is that I have neuropathy at times, and I was a stutterer. But I'm not running for president.
it's like, I can't feel anything.
No. Sorry.
Biden forgot more than Trump ever knew.
Okay, we did
Hi,
that.
Kathy. How are you? Kathy Reagans is wonderful. I read for her before I went to Africa.
Hello, fabulous Aloha duo. Again, do you both see a new justice similar to the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Absolutely. Another woman coming on board who's going to be incredible. But I'll tell you who's the woman, Kasanye, I can't pronounce her name, that's on the court.
I know who you're talking about. The latest one.
She's going to be incredible. She's going to be on the court a very long time, and she's going to be like another Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But I see somebody else coming along who's a real champion of human rights, and who will work very, very hard and diligently to make sure the court stays honest. Because I see somebody appointed to oversee the court and to make sure that they're not getting payoffs and big prizes and big presents and world tours,
right,
from big companies and other politicians to buy the court. That will stop, and it's going to be made criminal. So,
can you see like the stage of The Price is Right? Come on down. You're the Supreme Court Justice.
I know.
Sue Todd, any relation to Mary? Will Bill Barr be in trouble for Epstein's suicide?
No. He will be in trouble for how he handled the Mueller report. And I see Mueller report at some point coming back through again. So
it's not gone away. It's on hiatus. Lorraine Orr, do you two see Don Jr. being exposed for drug use?
Well, I won't accuse him of anything, but I do see him being exposed. How's that?
My eyes. I don't want to see that. Sorry. Jessica Mason, can you see Ohio's citizens petition be successful creating the independent 15-citizen electoral commission created to end gerrymandering?
I see gerrymandering is going to go to a different court, and the court's going to rule that the way that the gerrymandering is done is illegal. I see a lot of legislation coming out to define how, if something's going to be gerrymandered, how it has to be done. So at some point, I see an end to gerrymandering. So I don't know what the Ohio petition is about, but
it's just vilely gerrymandered throughout Ohio. I was talking to a friend of mine in Ohio. She just said it's horrible.
It's what?
It's horrible the way things are just gerrymandered.
Well, I do see at some point that petition going through. Now, the MAGA Republicans in Ohio do everything they can do to try to stop it. But at some point, I feel the citizens in Ohio keep pushing and pushing.
The citizens in Ohio are the best, because remember, they changed it so they had a vote in August when they didn't have to vote. They kept on changing the rules, and the citizens said, okay, we're still here voting.
Right.
When it came to the abortion stuff.
So anyway,
yay.
Ultimately they will win. I don't know. There'll be a disappointment, a couple disappointments, but they won't give up. And I see gerrymandering seriously hampered or dampered, if you will, in Ohio. So,
Jessica Mason, President Biden just gave an amazing speech to NATO members and gave, I don't have my glasses on, Stoltenberg, the Presidential Freedom Medal. Do you think this speech will be seen I watched, and he sounded great.
The answer is yes. His speech will be seen. So, Trump doing a rally today is going to backfire because I see Biden getting a lot of positive attention for his speech.
Right. They may not give it as much oomph as it should get, to be honest with you.
Well, I see it.
But I feel it's going to be around. It's going to surface.
I see it getting some oomph, if you will.
Good. Biden did well with the NATO thing. Will that get any press?
The answer is yes.
Okay. From Mel's mouth to God's ears.
All right.
Auntie Voon, is there a Project 2029?
If there's a Project 2029, it'll be something the Democrats put together for infrastructure, for overturning Roe v. Wade. For bringing Roe v. Wade back, for codifying gay marriage, for affirmative action, all kinds of positive stuff. So, this Project 2025 doesn't scare me because I don't see it happening.
No.
People that would like for it to happen, but I don't see it happening. And just even think about that 2025 stuff is frightening. But Trump is not going to win. So.
But he said, I don't know anything about this, but then I'm against it.
Okay.
How can you be against something if you don't know anything about it? And the Heritage Foundation is behind it.
I have to show people this. When Trump says he didn't know anything about 2025, you see this bell? That's my BS bell. So I'm ringing my BS bell. This one goes to Donald Trump because when he says he doesn't know about 2025, he gets the BS bell.
Gonna ring my... Never mind.
There you go.
This is something for you, Mel, so you can answer that. Mel, where can I leave a review for you? I tried Google from your page, but it wouldn't go through.
I think it will. You just go to Google my name, and just Google reviews, and you can write one that way.
He's a very nice man. You can quote me on that. It's a good review. Hey, I tell everybody the same thing, and people watching me are so sick and tired of this. But I keep on saying, I'm 67, reinventing myself on YouTube. Who knew? Mel Dorr. He told me I'd be doing this. And when I said, are you on crack? He said, I might be on crack, but you're going to be doing this.
I did say that, actually. Mona, thank you. That's so kind of you to write a review. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. When we were in Africa, one of our YouTube followers, Amanda Polk, she is a tarot reader, and she's just coming into her gift. So I said, well, you need to start a YouTube channel. So I asked her to be on mine, and maybe I'll have her on with you too, Arthur, the three of us together. And she's wonderful. She's just wonderful. So she's a social worker. And I said, yeah, so did I. Used to be one too. So, and now I'm a psychic.
And what's the difference? Social worker, psychic?
Yeah, all the same.
Yeah.
Seen one, seen them all,
Exactly. Biden should enforce King Hood address the Orange Menace and imprison him for life in his own slum apartments.
I started that for a reason. That is what I call karma. It's not going to happen, but it's a good thought, isn't it?
It's a pleasant thought. Okay, this is from my ego. Lorraine Orr. Arthur, it was awesome to see a video from you earlier this morning when you're awake all night and it's 4:30 a.m. That's like a bonus smile.
And Arthur was awake all night too because he had to do that video early this morning.
Actually, no, I taped it and I just had to finish editing it because I did a lot of edit and sound effects on this one. It was fun.
That's what I do sometimes when I do morning moments with Mel. I will video it late the night before, so there's not that much breaking news, and then I just set it to play in the mornings because sometimes I get lazy. I don't want to get up at
Well, I was just telling everybody they're going crazy with everything. It's like I just wanted to remind everyone that the expression "it ain't over till the fat lady sings." She's not singing.
Don't.
She came by the other night. We gave her chocolate cake. She kept on eating and eating and eating. She's diabetic. She's in a coma, so she's not singing anytime soon, people.
Don't let this whole thing frighten you all. You know, it's like I kept saying when I had cancer. I said to my guides, and Sherry put this on the community board. Thank you, Sherry. I said to my guides, how do I get through this? And the answer came back, don't let the fear stand in front of you and hold you back. Let it get behind you and push you forward. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get a little nervous about things too, to be honest with you. But the more nervous I get, the more action I take.
Oh, please. I choke on my halo every morning. Irene, have you guys already talked about Senator Whitehouse sending a letter to Garland asking him to appoint a special counsel to investigate Thomas? Well, Thomas will probably say, that's illegal. That's unconstitutional to have special counsel.
Well, according to Clarence Thomas and 5 other justices, the Constitution is unconstitutional. So I don't know anything about that, Irene, but what I will do is look into it. And this week, I'm going to be doing some morning moments with Mel. That's hard to say.
Just call it Mel's musings.
Mel. And I'll let you know. I just don't know anything about it. But I do see special counsel appointed to investigate Clarence Thomas.
Yes.
Hey,
and that's why he
thank you.
Can sit down. Thank you, Maria. I think Thomas is going to use illness as an excuse to resign. Of course.
Of course. But it's not, well, he will resign, but I still see him under indictment.
Keep an eye on DJT Rally today, peeps. Should be a show. Well, there's a word before show that I want to use. Never mind.
There you go. I want to say hi to Kevin Chandler again. Kevin's loving vibration. He's in the house. So hi, Kevin.
Hi.
Okay, this is a good question.
I'm not keeping up on the live people, so just stay with me.
Oh, Sherry. Okay, I'll give her your name. We'll all do a collab together. Amanda, I hope you're watching this because we're pushing your girlfriend. You know, when she said she wanted to do a YouTube, I said, do you want to do a YouTube channel? And she goes, yeah. I said, I'm not going to let it go.
Tell her to call me. I'll let her know about that. Because I was like, I don't think so.
Well, that's what Linda Grindle did to me. And I'm like, okay. So,
and I have to admit, thanks to this wonderful community, I just hit 9.1K this morning. Subscribers.
How many?
9.1 thousand.
Yay! Good for you. That's exciting.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, I don't even know what I'm at. I don't check. I have no clue.
Did you know MSM blackout July 24th to 20? According to Twitter, my blackout stuff.
What is MSM?
I don't know.
I don't know what MSM means.
I don't know what this. I don't know what the question is. So
I don't either. So a lot of times everybody don't use abbreviations because sometimes we're not familiar with them, and it's probably very simple what MSM means. I just don't know what it means. So if anybody knows, let us know because I don't know what it means.
Sequence and mascara? Just kidding.
I don't know. Can I put this one up? This is a really good one.
Yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can read it.
Carol Newsom. Hi, guys. Why do readers get different answers to the same question? Example, will Trump leave the country? I thought all guides are supposed to work together to help us. It gets confusing. Thanks.
Trump is not going to flee the country. Okay. And I don't know what psychics said that he would, but I don't read on what other psychics say. I just read on what comes through for me. And I don't see him fleeing the country. Absolutely not.
Everything is up to interpretation.
Correct.
And we get images. Sometimes we have to like, what does this mean? Now, some guides see what they see. Our guides see what they see. So we'll see what happens. Not everybody has the entire picture. It's like we each have pieces of the puzzle. Like I might have the sky, where Mel may have the buildings and everything, and somebody else has the grass. But when we all put it together is a big story.
The other thing, when I used to work on a lot of murder cases that can happen, you have to kind of know the different forms of ESP. So I'll talk about one called telepathy. Telepathy means thought transference. So I worked on a case once with Linda Petrine, and she was not Linda Grindle, but Linda Petrine. Mm-hmm. Hi, Linda. She was phenomenal on murder cases. She was absolutely, on murder cases, the best psychic I've ever worked with on murder cases. She was just incredible. But anyway, we worked on a lot of cases together. But one time we were working on a case, and everything we were saying, the police were saying, yes, 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 yes. That's what we think, yes. And we were all wrong. And the reason for that is we hooked into what the police, we hooked in with what the police were thinking telepathically and didn't know it. So a lot of times if people say they see Trump fleeing or blah, 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 they could be hooked into what other people are thinking telepathically and not know it.
Or what Trump's thinking, that he may want to leave, but he doesn't.
Correct. So I think that explains some of it as well.
Yeah, I can see Trump in a burqa right now, can't you? Whoops.
Hope it's
my eyes just burnt.
Okay. What was that? Methyl? Who? I saw something.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Sorry. One will Carville and others stop, including Putin bullying Biden to step down. I was actually surprised with Carville.
I'm not even worried about it. Okay.
No, I'm not either. I'm just saying give it 2 weeks, people. It's going to change. Don't forget.
Carville
2020.
Carville will change his tune. And, Putin's always going to be bullying, but I see a lot of this exposed, and Biden is going to stay in the race.
And don't forget, in 2020, when he lost Iowa, they said he's washed up, he's done, he has to go away, and he won.
Right.
He's a Scorpio. He comes from behind. Come on, people.
There you go.
I like this. Yay. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades.
Well, I don't think it's quite that bright. There was a lot of hiccups coming, and my guides had told me that, there was some times when people would say it doesn't seem like Trump is paying the piper and blah, blah, blah. But my guides had told me that he'll win a few battles. He'll win a lot of battles. But my guides had said this all along. Just because he wins a few battles doesn't mean he'll win the war.
Right.
And that's what I go with.
Exactly. And I'm just going to reiterate with the future's so bright, I got to wear shades. Believe me, Meldor gives shade.
How about this? That was good, though.
Thank you. That was a compliment, actually. Hello, Mel and Arthur. Do you see Voting Rights Act being passed in the next administration? Please and thank you.
The answer is yes.
Yes. That came fast. I didn't even have to pull out my magic 8-ball.
Just.
Barb P. The far right plans to have kids in public schools to take military exams. Are they planning to send our American youth to Russia to fight against Ukraine? No.
Well, they'd like to, but let me just talk about this. Please. When I was in college, I had a professor, Dr. Albert Laird, brilliant man. He was phenomenal. He taught psychology of the gifted and creative. And he said, this was back in the 70s. And he said, what we're doing with education in this country is creating a nation of mediocrity. And people criticized him, and he was right. So the far right can plan to have kids take a military exam in a public school, but here's my comment. Public schools, and I think teachers should be the highest paid on the planet, but I find it an abomination when we have high school seniors who are functionally illiterate and can't read. They just get pushed through. And that's just, our public school systems need to be revised. So how the hell are these kids going to score high enough to take a military exam when many of them are functionally illiterate? So what the far right needs to think about is revamping our school systems and getting back to the 3 R's: reading, writing, arithmetic. And that military exam thing is never going to fly. It won't.
And one of those R's does not stand for religion.
Correct. Thank you, Jesus. When I was in public school in the mornings up until 3rd grade, the teacher would read for the Bible every morning, and you had to have prayer and this and that. And finally, that was taken to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that anymore. And this court will try to overturn that.
Yeah.
And even if they do, they won't be successful. I mean, it'll be reinstated. So,
I mean, we did that growing up, but we were in Catholic school.
Correct.
Not in public school.
Well, that was different. That's parochial.
Sherry, my brother is a high school math teacher. He spends more time doing administrative work because of cuts in office staff than he does on teaching.
Well, I don't think it's a teacher's fault that these kids are functionally illiterate. I think that it's just that a lot of times teachers can't teach, as evidenced in Florida, when you can't have certain books. You can't even have Catcher in the Rye. Give me a break. That was required reading when I was in high school.
How about The Life of Rosa Parks they took off the shelves?
Thank you. So it's not the teacher's fault. It's these people that are elected to the school board that come up with all this BS. So I think teachers should be paid the highest on the planet.
Yeah.
So,
actually, I have a friend who is working with a startup. And what they're doing is these wonderful teachers cannot afford to live in the school districts where they're teaching. So they're traveling 3 hours a day to go to school to teach. So they're trying to help subsidize teachers so they can live in the areas where they're teaching. And I think that's an incredible startup program.
I think it's a great idea.
Subsidizing and helping with paying for, like, when they have to pay for their own pencils and papers for the kids and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing,
I want to put this up. Kay Muldoon says, my sister said she expects I'll be teaching kids about Trump in January 6th in history class. Yes, they will. But it's not going to be the Trump version. He tried to have an insurrection, and he'll go down as the worst president in American history, unless there's some goofs that come along after him. But he'll be taught, but not in a positive light, that's for sure.
That's going to be one heck of a diaper to fill, really.
I agree.
Will the Heritage Foundation get their tax-exempt status revoked?
Yes.
In time.
It'll take a while. There's going to be a lot of investigation, a lot of stuff coming out about them, too.
And thank you, Luana. Thank you.
Oh, yay.
Very sweet of you.
Any money that's donated tonight, there's a program in Africa. My friend Justice Mabawa is starting it. Well, he started it already through a lady from here. Justice's grandmother donated 5 acres. And what they're doing is they feel like the kids in some of the Kenyan schools should have lunches. So what they're doing is they're growing beans, and then they get the rice. And so they're growing the food, and they're teaching the kids how to grow food. They're teaching kids cultural awareness. They're teaching kids how to safely manage the environment, and is providing lunches for these kids in the school. And next they're going to be working on clean water. So it's a great program. Justice has invited a few of us to go there and actually see it and stay in his parents' home so we can see the work that they're doing. So I said I'd talk about it on YouTube, and here we are. So I will match whatever's donated tonight, and I will send it to Justice's program in Africa.
That's incredible. Trini Patsy 61. Zelensky is addressing NATO.
Yes.
Yesterday, Russia destroyed a children's hospital. So sad. Yeah.
Zelensky's my hero. You know, it's funny. Anybody or celebrity or somebody I always thought I'd meet, I met. And I've just been having these for a very long time, some kind of psychic impression, some way or another. Don't ask me how. I know I'm going to meet Zelensky. I've got a funny feeling about it.
Well, it's going to happen. Believe me, if I can talk to Mother Teresa once on the phone, which is true, you can do that. It's a long story.
I mean, I won't plan it. I mean, I'm just going to, you know, put it up to the universe. And
that's what I did.
But I got a feeling it's going to happen.
Peggy Patch. That's a nice name. Is the Secret Service reliable? Pence did not seem to trust him, and Trump seems to get a lot of inside info.
I feel that there are some Secret Service members, like in any other walk of life, that that aren't up to snuff. The same as there's some doctors that aren't up to snuff, some teachers that aren't up to snuff, some psychics that are not up to snuff, and it's unfortunate. But I do think the majority of the Secret Service is excellent, and they do an excellent job. Unfortunately, there's that few that taint it for the ones who do the excellent job.
Right.
And I'm sure there's leaks in the Secret Service going right directly to Trump, but that's going to be exposed too. So yeah, that was a good question, by the way.
Debbie Smith, hey guys, it seems to me that Trump's time is getting shorter. Do you see him going bye-bye physically or mentally? There's something going down. I'll just say
for entertainment purposes only. But my guides have told me for a very long time and show me dark clouds around Trump's head area. So Trump has got to watch his health. And I'm convinced that his health is not that great, albeit he says it's wonderful. I have a hard time seeing a future for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And whenever that happens, it means that their days on the earth plane are limited. And I'll leave it at that.
Entertainment purposes only. It was a year ago this week when I did my first show with Linda that I said, you have to be alive to be a president. That's all I'm going to say.
I know. You've always said that.
And if it's mental or physical, as I always say, please someone call Dr. Van Helsing. We don't want it rising. Poppin' Fresh Dough has a better chance of rising than he does.
I like that. I'm going to put this one up. I like this one.
Okay.
Paula Robeda said if they get indicted, then they lose their pension right. No, indictment just means you've been charged. I don't. It's indicted just means you've been formally charged. Then you go to trial. And if you're convicted, then I think you lose your pension, but I don't know the ins and outs of all of that.
I don't know.
All right.
Okay. This is. I was going to put this to Sweet. Hi, Sweet Joe. I need your relaxing vibes today. You can say scary stuff and still mellow me out. Right now, you're being totally reassuring so far. Well, glad that we're here for you.
There you go. Okay, so I like what Salome says. She says, agree, Mel. Amy Coney Barrett's slippery, but a MAGA. The other three men are outright corrupt. Yeah, I tend to agree with that one.
Yeah. And thank you, Anna.
Yay. Okay.
And thank you, all new Maggie Who. It's very sweet of you.
You know what? I've changed my mind. I will send money. I'll match the donations tonight for justice, but also I'm going to match the donations to Sherry's son, because Sherry's son, Voices from the Swamp, has been hospitalized with a heart attack, and she's got a GoFundMe page up. So everybody go to that GoFundMe page and please donate to her son. Whatever we take in tonight, I will match that as well and make a donation. I'm going to make a donation, but I'll make another one to her son.
Great. It's also on my community page, and he's doing better, I believe.
I didn't put it on my community page because I was in Africa and there was time to get internet, but I will match tonight's donations for Sherry's son.
Yeah. He's a musician. There's a soft spot in my heart for musicians, believe me.
Too.
Because you don't work, you don't get paid, and that's when I used to work in a band. That was horrible.
I like this one.
And thank you, Bronx. Thank you.
Thank you, Bronx. Okay, here we go. I got to show this one. I love this. Men are running around making babies they don't even care about and provide financial, emotional, etc. support. That just fries me when the MAGAs talk about that they're anti-abortion. They're really anti-birth because they're forcing people to have these babies. But once those babies are born, they want to take away the money and cut those very programs that take care of those children. So my question is, who's going to take care of those kids? It's not going to be the MAGAs. I can tell you that right now.
No. Nope. Sure is not going to be. It's sad. The whole thing is sad. But
we've got somebody from Australia.
Hi, Sherilyn. Hi from Australia. Please tell me that the Epstein files will down Trump finally.
I think it's a whole combination of things that's going to bring down Trump. As you say, Arthur, the Teflon will rust. And that's what I see.
Part. Yes.
You got it. Okay.
Yes. Well, actually, you should charge about $400 for each one.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah, what about Viagra? There you go.
Yeah.
Little blue pill. I don't know what color it is. I don't know. But
I've been told it's blue.
I'm not going there.
That would be like me. That would be like me being dressed up with nowhere to go. Come on.
Like looking at a picture of a steak when you're hungry. Okay. Jerry, I'm sorry, I couldn't pass that one up. I don't have a picture of a steak anywhere.
That's all right. Steak in my heart.
There you go. Van Helsing. Okay, Jerry Henricks.
Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court decided that the right to privacy implied in the 14th Amendment protected abortion as a fundamental right.
Oh, that was Roe v. Wade, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, it's going to be upheld, so good.
Yes. Thank God.
Okay.
Well, it's been about an hour, my friend.
Yes, it has been, and it's been a very fun hour.
It's flown by. I
want to say thank you, everybody, for their support for both of our channels. And, Arthur, get a reading from Arthur. He's phenomenal. Thumbs up for Arthur's channel. Hit that subscribe button. My channel, please thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. And I just want to say that we've only got 12 openings left for our event in Chicago. And there you go. And call my office 847-590-5411. And I predict it's going to sell out. And it's going to be in an incredible place called Pippin's. No, we're not trying to oversell Pippin's or overrate it. It's just the
rooms are beautiful. We should get pictures of the rooms. They're just gorgeous.
They are gorgeous. And my friend Lynn.
And if anybody wants to find Mel for a reading,
There you go. Thank you. Arthur, how do they get in touch with you? There you go. Oh, my goodness. It was a psychic thing.
Well, it was too hard to write. Find me on Wilshire and Rodeo for the sandwich sign. We'll read for food.
Love for sale.
That and everything else, believe me.
There you go.
That's the third in Alvarado, but that's another story.
I went out one time and tried that. I made $25.25. I came home. My husband said, "Who gave you the 25 cents?" I said, "They all did." All right.
I always love. There's the one. This will date me when Bugs Bunny is giving the monster a pedicure and said, "Oh, you want your nails red?" And he just takes out red nail, paints his hands red. Anyway, in other words, he thought he was getting a reading. Would you like to have your hands red like a palmistry? Paints them red.
I just gonna leave with Karen Moldenhauer in German. Moldenhauer.
Yes.
Who said Christian nationalists are not Christians. I agree.
And there's a what was the movie? Cecil D. Demented. There's a wonderful line when I think it's Meg Ryan is yelling, "Family values, that's censorship."
I know. All right, and Spiritual Sean says it all. She closes it off with hugs and kisses. So
Thank you everyone for stopping by tonight. We have 1062, 1072, and
well, we're up to 1,300 at one point.
okay. Well, there you go. All right, guys. Next Tuesday, Mel's hosting.
Might as well say our channel.
Whatever. Here we are.
Here we are.
We're all in it together, kids. Right.
Stay well.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
It says end, and it's not ending. Have we ended?
No.
It will. I'm frozen.
You're
Sherry,
frozen. Let me see if I can do it.
Sorry, folks.
If it'll let me in. Well, hell, it's not letting me in either.
All right. Well, I'm just going to log us all out. That should do it, I think. Okay, people.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
There we go. Okay, I think we're still live.
He's gone, but we're still live. So
we're still live, so I'm just going to end it here too.
yeah.